What's up, everybody? Yeah,
It's a Tuesday.
we made it. Tuesday for the CovrPrice Top 10. I'm gonna let you guys. These guys are gonna take over the show while I take a little nap and recover
You had a
myself
long
here.
weekend, man.
I know, man. So we gotta get this party started. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah. Woo! Say the word. Yeah. Say the word. Woo! Say the word. Say the word.
All right, that's a really long intro.
But I love having seen it a million times now. I've really kind of honed in on each individual person. It's amazing what they each are putting into this song. It's really a very cool, very cool
All
song.
amazing
Yeah, yeah,
DJs. Speaking of amazing, show is sponsored by our friends over at CoverPrice.com for your price guides, collections, and trends. And this here top 10 list, go over to CoverPrice.com and sign up for a 2-week free trial or $6.99 a month to get the full blown. Our friends at Key Collectibles for all your CDC and facilitating needs. They press, they slab, they clean, they do all that good stuff. Also, our friends at KRS Comics. KRS Comics, we have a booth at WonderCon, so make sure you peep them out. I do believe this may be still available.
Damn.
This was also there. Speaking of Mike Mayhew, him and Will Jack will be at the WonderCon booth. So go peep them out at WonderCon. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. I think Zach and Manum and Nemesis Prime may show up too. Our friends at CoverPrice will actually have a booth, or excuse me, a panel there on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. talking about everything we talk about, basically how collecting has gone crazy and the pricing and it's everything we love to talk about. And Matt and John are going to have a panel at WonderCon, so make sure you check out the CoverPrice panel. It's going to be a blast. WonderCon is always huge. It's in our backyard. All of our friends are there. So actually, Manimal and I went there. Shit.
Yeah,
When did we go there?
5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Fuck, it seems like so long ago.
Yeah,
Man, it was fun too because
it was awesome.
everybody in the community comes out, so it's a great time. So, all right, let's get right to it, boys and girls. This is the CovrPrice Top 10. As always, there's one book that doesn't quite crack the top 10, but is worthy of a honorable mention. What do we got for the runner-up this week, Zach?
Runner up at number 11, we've got Ms. Marvel #1 from 2014. So the Ms. Marvel Disney Plus trailer was finally released last week. While most were upset over the big change in her powers, there was still enough for fans to get excited about. Kamala's key issues are some of the most expensive modern comics, so this one provided a more accessible entry point. We tracked 10 copies sold, 7-day trend of 152%, and a high sale of $310 for a CGC 9.8. Damn.
I think I may be putting mine up on my slab soon, because, somebody has to pay off that they're dead in Vegas, so it'd be my comic books.
What's the number that you actually put it up at, TiVo? Are you been waiting? I mean, now that it's just
I've been waiting.
300.
I've been waiting for a trailer to drop. So, because once that trailer drops,
patient one. Yes.
Yeah. You got to wait for the trailer. Tim? I have this one, and I have Captain Marvel 14 and 17.
Nice.
Yeah, so I have all of those first appearances. I've been waiting and waiting. I'm like, I'm just got to wait a little bit longer. Just wait a little bit longer, because if I don't do it within the next 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be too late. So it's always that small window of opportunity. So Miss Marvel #1 from 2014 for $310. This is what we call the residual effect. All right, speaking of residuals, what do we got for number 10? I haven't seen this book on here for a while.
All right. Well, at number 10, we've got Thor issue #1, originally published in 2014 from Marvel Comics. This first ongoing issue features a female Thor, later revealed to be Jane Foster, is picking up steam as we get closer to a Thor Love and Thunder trailer, which has to be any day now, right? Well, we tracked 14 copies sold this week with a 7-day trend of plus 118% and a high sale of $330 for a CGC 9.8.
Bro, there's been so many fake trailers for Thor: Love and Thunder. You think it's real, then you realize it's just like they blended a bunch of clips from all the different movies or everything. But supposedly, it's going to drop pretty soon here. What's interesting, I read today, is Avatar trailer is going to drop during Doctor Strange, as in front of Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. So that first time ever you're going to see it on the, and it's kind of cool to see a trailer for the first time on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? Because we always see him. Yeah, because we always see him on like YouTube or whatever. But the first time you see it like in a theater, can you remember back then when there wasn't, the only place you could see a trailer was at the theaters, and then you were just like, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, the first time I think a trailer showed up online was a Phantom Menace. If you think about that. Think about that for a second. I think Phantom Menace was the first one to show up online. This was like the early days of the internets. And Ain't It Cool News, I think, was breaking stories. That was the first time somebody had scooped news about anything, was Ain't It Cool News, and they dropped that the Phantom Menace was going to be developed. And that's how Harry Knowles kind of came on the scene. Harry Knowles is from Texas, too, if you didn't know. He was the bearded dude in Fanboys. Harry Knowles. AintItCoolNews.com used to be my go-to back in the day, man. But number 10 on the list is Thor, #1 from 2014. So far, so good for me, except for number 9. I don't got this.
Star Wars. This is Darth Vader, number 6 from 2017. I believe this is volume 2, right?
I think so, yeah.
So this is Inquisitors and Grand Inquisitor first appearance in Star Wars, Darth Vader number 6. It was already on fire before their appearance and the Disney Plus Kenobi trailer, thanks to speculation and rumors. With their official confirmation, their first appearance is still hot with 22 copies tracked this week, and it had a 7-day uptrend of 82%, and it had a high sale of almost $500 for a CGC 9.8.
Yeah, Disney Plus is really kind of breathed life back into Star Wars comic books.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
So good for them, man. I mean, the Kenobi trailer looks incredible.
So exciting.
I think Manimal on the Comic-Con podcast, or he was on the Comic-Con podcast with Michelle from Moonlit, and he was saying, Kenobi is probably the best in all of them, and I would agree. He was great in the prequels. Some people didn't like Hayden Christensen, but he basically was a young Alec Guinness playing Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was younger, right? I mean, he had the voice, the accent, everything done perfectly. He sounded like a young Alec Guinness, and I don't think even young Alec Guinness ever sounded like that, because he's always been old as far as I could tell. So number 9 on the list is Darth Vader. Number 6 from 2017. Remember, there's Volume 1 and Volume 2, so I think this is the one that came out in 2017. And we haven't seen. I've been talking about this book for a while now. I always said it's undervalued. What do we got for number 8?
So speaking of the greatest Jedi of all time, Star Wars number 2 from 1977. So with Obi-Wan getting more attention, his first appearance is picking back up. Last week, we tracked 16 copies sold, 7-day trend of 116%, and a high sale of $1,920 for a CGC 9.8. Keep in mind that this is nearly half of the all-time high of $3,700 from March of 2021. So wondering if it can get back to that number.
Yeah, I got like, man, I used to get these for like $5 a piece, dude, like 3 or 4 years ago when nobody cared about the Star Wars comic books. And I had like the run of 1 through like 10 or 1 through 15. It's like, man.
Mike, Big To Do sent me Rogue years ago, and it was like 6 or 7 of the Star Wars number 2s, man. It was.
He at his comic shop for the last 3 or 4 years. They've always had like these early issues of Star Wars, and I used to always buy them. And then a lot of people don't realize this is the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though they think it's in Star Wars number 1. But that's not the case. So look it out, man. Look out for the 35-cent variant too, if you can, on this book, because that one's gonna be a ghost pretty soon.
Does this have like a?
What do you think of this book
anything?
getting up to 3,700 last March?
That's crazy.
So
I think
year ago today, Star Wars was hotter than it is now.
Well, because I think a year ago is when they first announced there was going to be a Ben Kenobi show. I do believe during
book
Disney
got
Investor Day or something
hot
like
a year
that.
ago.
Yeah. So when it first announced they were doing a Ben Kenobi series, and then so it's everything's cyclical, right? If you guys watch our show, we tell you, it gets hot on the show announcement, cools down, first trailer comes up, and it gets hot again. So if you know what the trends are, you know when to sell and buy. So that's why I'm selling my Ms. Marvel number 1s now, or first appearances. So number 8 on the list is Star Wars number 2 from 1977. Still seems to be 9.8 for $1,900. That still seems like a steal to me, at least. What do you got for number 7?
All right, coming in at number 7, we've got that special JLA Avengers Hero Initiative trade paperback that was just recently published. Now, the recent health concerns around George Perez have directed a spotlight on the need for us as a community to contribute to vital organizations like the Hero Initiative. The Hero Initiative was created as a charity dedicated to helping comic book creators in medical or financial need. Now, George Perez was a founding board member himself, is an example of a comic book creator that this charity would directly benefit from. Marvel and DC came back together to reprint this classic crossover in a trade paperback limited to 7,000 copies, initially only costing $30. It's the first official trade paperback to make it on our top 10, with 16 copies sold at a 7-day trend of up 138% and a high sale of $535 for a raw copy. However, the fair market value is currently trending at about $250. For those selling their copies, we implore you to consider donating a portion of those profits to the Hero Initiative. The intention of this book was to benefit the charity rather than to create a rare exclusive with aftermarket value. If we can work together to share those aftermarket sales, it'll make this limited trade paperback an even bigger success by increasing those initial funds raised and give directly back to the creators we love.
That's not going to happen. Our community is a bunch full of selfish scumbags.
Well, it's not just the community, though. It's a lot of like LCSs that are out there selling this book that they got for less than cover price because they have, they get a discount, and they're selling straight out the gate for like $200 pop.
Are you serious?
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude.
Well, yeah, they should have. Yeah, it's hard to put a cap on things in the aftermarket, but they, for LCSs to sell it for that much, kick it over to George Perez or somebody from the Hero Initiative. But that's just the way our community is. If it's
a wretched
scarce,
hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, and it's what's interesting is I remember there was like whisperings that, hey, DC Marvel, you guys should re-release this, and it actually happened. I didn't think DC and Marvel can get together to do something, And then we get something nice. You guys all trash it by selling it raw copies for $535 online. Do you think we could like publicly shame that guy to donate? Let's say he bought. Say, man, donate $200 or your $535.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? You want to do better than that. The community as a whole needs to be a lot better about this stuff and don't pay these prices because this person's sitting on a book or multiple people are trying to sell it for $535. If no one pays for it, that book goes down in price because they're just holding a book that they want to sell. So you should refuse to pay these prices. And like FOMO is not that big of a deal, bro. Just hold out and do not fund these terrorists. That's what that is right there.
I think as soon as they found out it was like a 700 print run, they were like, let me go out and, flip this. Cause that's, we are a group of dirty flippers for good and bad. In this case, it's like, come on, man. It's like, this was meant to help out the Hero Initiative, right? So it's like, $535 is, what was the cover price on it? 30?
30. Probably $29.99, something like that.
So you're gonna think an LCS was probably picking this thing up. It costs about $15.
Yeah.
And any LCS that sold this over $30, shame on you.
Yeah. But $535, that is a lot.
Unless they donated that profit.
Come on.
Yeah, you think an LCS donated their profit?
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
I have no faith in humanity anymore.
No, not anymore. All human must die, I believe is what the Martian said. All right, number 7 on the list, JLA Avengers Hero Initiative trade paperback reprinting the famous JLA Avengers crossover, which I don't think we'll ever see again, to be honest with you. So we've always talked about it here before. All right, so number 7 on the list to number 6, still holding on strong.
Are we halfway point? Or is that after the next one?
After the next one.
So this is Batman number 28. This is New 52 stuff. And per deadline regarding CW's Gotham Knights, Fallon Smith plays Harper Row, described as a streetwise acrobat and often underestimated. The blue-haired bisexual is a gifted engineer who can fix anything. But what Harper wants most of all is to repair broken lives of her and her brother, Cullen, the only person she trusts. Harper Row's first appearance is in Batman number 7 from the New 52 in 2012. However, Harper's first appearance as Bluebird is in this issue, Batman number 28, which we tracked 21 copies sold this week, and it had a 7-day uptrend and 107%. And it had a high sale of $155 for a CGC 9.8. And also, there is a rare combo variant, so be on the look for that, too.
So this has nothing at all to do with the game. This is that new CW show, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when does that game come out? Because that looked really good when they announced
Later
the DC
this year,
fandom.
I think.
Yeah, where you could play all the you could play all the sidekicks. So we'll see, man. You know how CW stuff goes, right? For a while there, everybody was specking on like Flash villains and all this, and then the CW just kind of went to the wayside. And I just read some recent stuff too. Like, was it going to be the last season of the Flash coming up soon on CW?
Probably about time.
Yeah, Flash needs to end.
All of them need to end, to be honest with you. I mean, I stopped watching them after that last Crisis event, the last Green Arrow. I don't even know what happened to the Green Arrow world anymore, but it had its good run. But all right, so halfway through the list, boys and girls, let's hear from our sponsor, My Slabs, because I'm going to be heading over there later tonight to post up some new stuff.
Tired of paying 10%, 15%, or more to...
The platform designed by collectors for collectors just got even better. MySlabs.com is proud to now feature dedicated sections for both raw cards and raw comic books. Browse over 100,000 slab collectibles, authenticated by the industry's most trusted grading companies. Then check out a massive selection of sealed wax and now raw singles and raw lots. Join a passionate, no-nonsense community of nearly 50,000 members and enjoy some of the best buyer and seller protection in the business. And as always, My Slabs offers one of the most disruptive pricing models in the hobby, with seller fees as low as only 1%. So the next time you're forced to pay 10%, 20%, or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com, the low-fee marketplace, by collectors, for collectors.
Yeah, congrats to the team of My Slabs. I was following their social media, and they had just crossed a milestone in as far as number of raw singles and sets are selling for. So it's starting to grow. So put out your raw dogs up on my slabs. So maybe they can call it myraws.com now. I don't know. So number 6 on the list is Batman number 28. What do we got for number 5?
Number 5, we have Catwoman number 41, the Sozo Mayaki, 1 in 25. So Sozo Mayaki is quickly growing in popularity with almost every variant of hers catching on fire. While this cover is a little more reserved value-wise compared to the high value of issue number 39, we still tracked 27 copies sold with a 7-day trend of 83% and had a high sale of $50 for a raw copy. So is she like the new Peach Momoko, except actually good at her art?
Yeah, I mean, this looks totally like different to me than Peach Momoko. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Peach is garbage, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple, like I think the one for Strange Academy that had the magic cover was the only one I really dug from her. But I mean, maybe Sozo Mayaka will go the way of Rose Besh.
I probably butchered her name, man. Sorry, Universe X.
Sozo Mayaka. Someone like that. Soza Kaiser from yeah, but this definitely has the Batman Catwoman vibes from what's her name? Oh man, what was her name? Michelle Pfeiffer? Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. What was her origin story? I kept on forgetting. It was like
got pushed out of a building and got licked.
Fell on some cats or something.
Yeah, she got licked alive by cats.
Yeah.
Licked alive.
Yeah,
oh, man. She got
it's
CPR
a weird. It's a
feral
weird.
Cats.
I remember it's kind of like in Spider-Man No Way Home where where Jamie Foxx goes, "Yeah, I fell in a thing of eels," and then somebody goes, "Yeah, I always falling and stuff. It's messed up, man." All right, so number 5 on the list is Catwoman. Number 41. Number 4 on the list is still going strong. What's number 4?
Still going strong. New Avengers, issue number 7, originally published in 2005, and as noted, the Illuminati's live action appearance seems to be highly likely in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Their first appearance keeps making their way back onto the top 10. This week, it returns to the list with 22 more copies sold in a 7-day trend of up 103%. And a high sale of $495 for a CGC 9.8, and raw copies are currently at an FMV of about $52.
Wow, I think left-handed I could draw as good as Peach Momoko. How you like that? How you like that?
Yeah, man, I know. You see there's some the butt hurt is real in the comments.
I was like, never even seen this person before, and they just creeped out of nowhere to just leave that comment. But big Peach Momoko fans over there. But anyway, New Avengers number 7 still going strong, man. Do you think this will stay on? And I mean, number 4 is
last week we saw on the Shakers list on the after show we saw. There was the variant on that daily, so
yeah. I mean, Doctor Strange drops in what, May? I think May, right? Yeah, I think it drops in May. So we'll see, man. Because if like I always said, it takes somebody to see an actual show. I mean, there's been leaks of saying there's at least 10 more cameos that we don't know about in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see it. I mean, numbers for it to be on this list for this long and still be a number 4. That's pretty incredible. I mean, that's like Miles Morales levels,
right?
Or the week of Miles, year of Miles when he was the Miles book was on this list just forever and ever and ever. So really getting stoked for Into the Multiverse of Madness. So New Avengers number 7 coming in at number 4. Oh, look what crept onto the list out of nowhere.
Yeah, this rumored actor, Chris Abbott. Oh, sorry, I should probably tell you the name of this book. It's Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 265. This is from back in 1985. Wow, what a year. This rumored actor, Christopher Abbott, will be playing the Foreigner in Sony's Craven film.
All right, wait, pause.
Okay.
Cyber grading, you can go fuck the shit.
I know,
off.
dude.
You know what?
Hilarious. Bro.
Obviously, you're from like one of those Snyder cuts or bullshit. Yeah, I love the Batman, so you can go kick fucking rocks. I don't give a fuck what you think. All right, how you like that?
Talking about he hates haters, and then he's sitting here hating on something.
Yeah, and then he goes, "You probably like the Batman."
Yeah, the one person who liked the Batman the least on this chat. So
yeah, I actually like the Batman. Yeah, so how about that? Anyway, go kick rocks. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Anyway, in the comics, the Foreigner was formerly married to Silver Sable. And this connection has allowed speculators to believe that Silver Sable may also appear in the film. Her first appearance in this issue moved 22 copies this week, and it had a 7-day uptick of 116% and a high sale of, wow, just shy of $600 for the CGC 9.8.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's
I don't even know
let's.
where to say, man. Come on.
All right. See you, dude.
Foreigner,
Later.
the
funny,
foreigner. Someone spent $600 on the foreigner.
Yeah, it's no, on Silver Sable.
Oh,
Yeah, I just removed that dude. He said, anybody likes the Batman is feminine. Okay. Yeah. All right, dude. Bye. Anyway. So remember Sony was supposed to do a Silver Sable and was it Black Cat film? Was that
I thought, yeah.
and then that got shelved. Remember that was the whole thing. They was gonna do a Madam Web movie and all that stuff. And then it's good to see this because remember, there's also a second print silver variant for this as well. There you go. So Cover Lover Comics called it out. So look out for this. If you think back in the 80s, they didn't do, when they did reprints, they just kind of made different colors of the same cover. They didn't come out with a wholly different variant. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this goes because I've been stacking these up. Anytime I see them, I buy them. So Amazing Spider-Man number 265 coming in at number 3. All right. What the hell is number 2? I have no idea.
Number 2, we've got Captain Carter number 1, the animation variant, the 1 in 25. So this What If animated variant of Captain Carter number 1 is hanging in there with a high sale of $92.48 for a raw copy and trending at a fair market value of $65. We tracked 30 copies sold this week at a 7-day trend of 105%.
Yeah, I love this cover, man. It's got like a kind of used magazine or paper cover to it, and it's basically off of the animated version. Hopefully this kind of gives my Exiles number 3 some new love, even though technically it's not the same character. The market is kind of, said so. So, but this is pretty cool, man. It just came out. Wow, $92 for Raw. Just came out, man. And rumors are, and you kind of seen it on the damn poster, but live action Captain Carter is going to be in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. I'm wondering how they would do that. Like they would, CGI her up or put in her a padded suit or something to make her look big because she's actually huge in the animated series. She's pretty yoked, after getting the serum. All right, so number 2 on the list is the Captain Carter number 1, the animation 1 in 25 variant. All right, number 1 is very interesting to why it even shows up on this list. But once you see the cover, I think you'll realize why.
this is total cover. You guys ready? Miss Marvel issue number 5, originally published in 2014, and as noted, Miss Marvel Disney Plus trailer was finally released last week. The trailer is tied to specific moments and covers. Like this issue, the show directly matched the cover image with a scene in the show. In addition, this issue also features Kamala's origin and her first official costume. Also, as noted, Kamala's key issues are some of the most expensive modern comics, and this issue was very affordable at an FMV of $20. Now, the keyword was affordable, as the raw FMV is now almost $50 at $48. We tracked 37 copies sold in the last 7 days with an uptick of 170%, and we saw a high sale of $107.50 for only a CGC 9.4.
Yeah, this is all because of the one scene in the trailer, right? Where she's sitting on
the trailer.
Yeah. That is to me, that seems pretty cool to me, where the creators of the show literally took something from a comic book cover or comic book art. To me, that's something worthy of at least short-term spec, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how long it's in the list, because unless the entire show she's just sitting on a lamp for the rest of her days, but so
what that reminds me of was the scene in Daredevil season 2 when Punisher had Daredevil like chained to the brick wall up on the rooftop, like just right out of the comics. Like that always to me I'm sure there's so many scenes like that, but I remember seeing that and being like, damn, that was awesome.
I'm trying to think if it was Ben Affleck's Daredevil or which one, where he's kind of hanging over the cross and on the comic, and then they put it on the film or they put on the series. Was that on the Daredevil Ben Affleck film, or was that on the Daredevil series?
Probably this. I don't remember the cross.
You know what I'm talking about, right? There's a scene I think where he's hanging on a cross, right? Because this may have been from the series, but it was part of I want to say Kevin Smith's run on Daredevil. Help me out here, or was it who did it? But anyway, it was pretty dope, man. I remember it's just little scenes like that where you go, I got that. That if I read that, I saw that in the comic.
My favorite comic crossover or pull from the comic was the Walking Dead episode. There was a full episode where they pulled the entire comic scene for scene. It's where what the hell was the little nerdy kid's name? No, what was the kid's name? God, I can't
Glenn?
remember. Yeah, no, the little boy.
His son?
His son. So anyway,
One-Eyed Joe?
Yeah, he was Rick was sick and the kid was going around getting pudding and all this stuff.
Carl.
If you look,
creepy
Yeah, I was
Carl.
gonna say. I was like, One-Eyed Joe, isn't that from the Goonies? What the
anyway, it was a
Creepy
scene for
Carl,
scene.
bro.
It was perfect. It was very, very cool talking about pulling things from comics.
Well, actually, I meant the
Carl.
first
Everyone
episode
in
of The
the
Walking
chat's saying
Dead.
Carl, that's
Yeah,
right.
the first episode of The Walking Dead where what's his name wakes up in the hospital and and he kind of realized where that's like almost scene for scene for the comic book, which is speaking of, I think I was just thinking about this too. I was like, Walking Dead is the first show to come to make the comics really hot. Because Walking Dead was already a hot series, but when the show came on, it made Walking Dead like all new crazy levels of hot. And after that, anything that had movie show spec, what did that come out? 2007, 2006, The Walking Dead, I want to say. Think about that. Think about that for a second.
Right,
Any movie or TV show that came out prior to then didn't move comics at all. Walking Dead, to me, is the first one to really move comics.
And then to start then people collecting first issues.
Yeah.
For Image. That really pushed the Image collecting, or at least first issue collecting.
Nemesis Prime chiming in from Dallas Airport somewhere. I don't know if he's landed yet. So, yeah.
So we're allowed to talk about the Batman now?
Yes.
Only if you're feminine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Only-
I watched the Batman with eyeshadow one. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic, man.
Matt DeVoe checking in. The Walking Dead didn't become a $1,000 book until season 2.
Wow.
It was a hot book, but then once it really started going, and Walking Dead kind of proved that you have to have consistent seasons and seasons and seasons for a book to really grow. Iron Fist, Iron Fist, but for
Well,
stuff.
but then think of all the books that came out of Walking Dead. I mean, you had first.
Yeah, the first
Michonne,
Michonne,
Negan. Whisper,
Daryl isn't even in the
stuff.
Walking Dead comic, I don't think.
No,
and he's one of the most popular
I think they
characters.
put him in a recent. He was in on a cover of a. I think it was on one of those shows. I think maybe on the Shakers list we had talked about it.
Yeah, I remember Negan was like the last really hot like Walking Dead comic, and they went buck wild with it when it came out.
Yeah, it was like a Negan one-off.
Yeah, no, when
think you're talking
Negan came out, Negan came out. There was like tons of different colors. I think it was Walking Dead 100 or 95, somewhere along those lines.
100 was when he kills Glenn.
That was
Spoiler
awful.
alert! Shit, sorry.
No, spoiler alert, man! You ruin it for everybody. Speaking of ruining things, Manimal, any last words?
No, but since my partner in crime, Nemesis Prime, is not here, shout out to the Comic-Con podcast. Make sure you check out our new episodes every Friday that drop on Spotify, Apple iTunes, and Google Podcasts.
And if you're effeminate, go check out the Comic-Con podcast review of the Batman to see
check that one
what
out.
their effeminate views are on it. Speaking of effeminate, Todd McFarlane. No, JB, say what's going on, everybody.
How you doing, everybody? Thanks for joining us on tonight for this top 10 list. Make sure you come back Thursday for that Shakers list because it's going to be fantastic. I appreciate everybody. If you had a good time, make sure you hit that thumbs up.
Yeah. Ryan, any last words?
Tuesday nights are always a fun night. I had a few. I don't think I went over this week, so congratulations. To
No,
me.
I had a good,
Congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all of us.
I had a good 3 or 4 out of 10, so that's good for me this week.
Actually,
even though
I
it was...
got one from Justin. I got to thank him. I pulled out of the box, so...
Oh, did you finally open that box you bought of him, the new 52
I bought
Batman?
a whole new 52 thing from him.
Oh,
So, yeah, a
all the
bunch of
books
them.
you're hoarding?
Yeah.
So
Well,
he
if
sent
can
it to
do
you
I
like
can do
a
it
year
too.
ago, and you never even
No.
opened him out of the box.
4 years ago. This is like when we first met.
4
years ago.
years?
4 years
you
ago,
just
at
left
least.
him in the box?
Yeah, and I had no reason to open it because I've
That
read
is
them.
truly-
What do
If
I
you had
do?
no reason to open it for 4 years, you had no reason to buy it 4 years ago.
That's very true.
Yeah,
No,
but look at his
because
patience now.
First appearance of all these like Talon and all that stuff. Like that's what
true.
it was about. So
It was
Sell them now.
investment.
Sell them now.
I get made
Sell
fun
it
of for
now.
buying books 4 years ago. Isn't this what
No,
the show's
but-
about?
No,
Jesus Christ, everybody!
It's all about buying
I
books.
feel
And
hurt.
Look around this room.
But are
You
they
can walk.
are they near mint?
I
Though?
don't know. I haven't opened it.
Still, you haven't opened it. Oh my god! So might as well just do a video about that. So then we can say.
And they're not going to
What's-
be near mint because that fucker. I know it. He's going to be like, I'm not gonna give him. He kept the 9/8 for himself for sure.
Not 4
You
years
can't
ago.
complain about it now.
All right, boys and girls, this show has gone off the rails, figuratively, literally, and every which way possible. Well, we'll see you guys back Thursday for the CovrPrice Shaker Show. Until then, boys and girls, keep digging in the long boxes. Peace.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my god.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update. In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
What the heck is the deal? I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is update.
What's in the box?